Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed, please do. We would greatly appreciate it. We are a little over 5,800 subscribers and we would love to start creeping up on that 10,000 mark. That'd be awesome. So if you haven't and you watch and you like our content, please subscribe. And you can see us work on all kind of goofy stuff. Everybody thinks we're all Ford, but we're not. We're Chevrolet too. We got some Chevrolet stuff coming up. And we might be working on a lawnmower or a boat or a trailer or just whatever is in our wheelhouse at the time that, that needs some work. So anyway, like I said, if you would, we'd greatly appreciate it. All right, guys, so here's where we're at. Today is Saturday. And we're back on this thing. I haven't worked on it in 2 days. Reason being is Friday, yesterday, I was gone all day with the 69 back to the movie set in Jackson. And like I said, there's a video coming up. Don't know when. We have to kind of go by the guidelines of the TV show and the producers, or the movie, I'm sorry, not TV show, the movie. And kind of have to let them, or they will let us know when we can start releasing some footage on the car and them using it. But anyway, so that wrapped up all day yesterday. I left at like 5 a.m., got home at what, 10 last night?
Yeah, 9:30 or so,
yeah. So, I'm still tired, still whooped. Thursday, me and Jennifer no, I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself. We worked on this in the afternoons. We pulled the radiator out of the 69 on Monday afternoon and we worked on this some. I hung some better exhaust. We'll show that to you probably on this video. And we went and had the radiator rotted out, boiled, pressurized and everything, and put it back in the 69 Wednesday afternoon with new transmission lines. And it still runs hot. So they're driving it on short distances on the movie because they know it's running hot, but they just want it there so bad to use that they're not trying to, drive it 10 miles or whatever. So I'm afraid, like in the beginning, if y'all go back, I don't know how many videos, that block is corroded, or the intake or heads or something is corroded, because it has new water pump, new thermostat. Now the radiator has been boiled, the fan's blowing great, and it's still heating up quick, and it's just wanting to run warm. I don't think the water's flowing through the engine and cooling everything like it's supposed to. So after the movie's over with and they're through with the car and we get all this wrapped up, and after cruising the coast, I need to get on that thing and figure it out. So, because it runs great, it drives great, it shifts great, everything works like it's supposed to. It's running hot. I mean, you let it sit there and idle and it'll jump up to 185 and you think, okay, all right, it's good, because I think I got a 180 thermostat in it, but it'll eventually start creeping 220, 230. So I do not know what's going on with it, but we'll get it figured out when the time comes on that. But anyway, during this week, I have been testing the brackets to run on this engine. And I started putting on a Fox body serpentine belt kit that would have come on a car like that right there. And it will work, but I don't like it. And the reason being is the air compressor will be over here, the alternator will be over there, and I'd have to run the lines to the air conditioner around and get everything over here to this compressor. And we're not running power steering because Chase put a manual rack and pinion on it. So the more I looked at it, the more I thought about it, I just don't like it. So Tuesday, was it Tuesday? Yep, Tuesday morning I reached out to March. And this is not a sponsorship. This is no freebie, no discount.
Full grown money.
Full grown money. This showed up about an hour ago. So this is a serpentine belt kit from March, and I don't know what nothing is. I know that's a belt. It come with an alternator. It come with an AC compressor and all the pulleys and hardware to put this on. And he said if we ever decided to add power steering that we could to this kit. Just order the pump, pulley, and bracket from them, and it's a direct bolt on, and then change the belt size. So I am excited. This is a GM 1-wire alternator. This is sample test part number. It's got to be the compressor. And I don't know what's in here. We got 3 big white boxes. Oh, water pump.
Oh, that's right.
So, yeah. No, we do not. He said that we can run our Fox body water pump that we already have. So you have a black powder coated alternator.
It's pretty.
Now I'm normally a polished kind of guy.
I don't know, I kind of like it.
Well,
I knew it looked good with the valve covers and all.
I knew that you liked the black valve covers, and I knew that you was digging the black look, even though you let me paint the block black. I mean blue and not black. I knew that you didn't mind the black stuff.
No, I like it.
The reason I chose the black stuff because I knew that it would match, and I could afford it.
Yeah, well, it was cheaper. Plus,
So,
we ain't got to polish stuff, so.
This whole kit was $1,362. Look at that little cool baby AC compressor.
Precious. I can't wait to turn him on.
And our alternator does not have the right pulley on it.
Oh no. Maybe some one of those boxes.
Yeah, maybe so. I hope so. Alright, there's crankshaft pulley right there.
Okay.
Tensioner. Along with some hardware. And maybe a bracket this bolts to, feels like in there. Alright, so that's tensioner. This is going to be your water pump pulley. There's your water pump pulley.
Maybe you can get different ones or something.
Well, alternator pulley. Okay, this is hardware. This is spacers and hardware. Leave that in there. And some little bitty bolts, 4 of them, Allen heads. This is another little bracket of some sort. Some hardware, keep that in there. Another little bracket of some sort. Don't know what that is. With hardware. Do you work in their wrapping department?
Ooh, that's cool. Like a big spider.
So this is going to mount to the front of the engine.
Okay.
And your alternator will be over here, and your AC compressor will be over here, and your water pump's going to be here, of course crank down there. So it look pretty cool.
It's beautiful. I like it.
You like it?
Looks like something Batman would throw at somebody.
Okay. Alright, so everything's here but alternator pulley.
Do you have a spare that can go in there for the time being?
I do.
Okay.
We'll give them a call though and let them know. So this is what it's going to look like minus that power steering right there.
Beautiful.
But we can always come back and add this, he said.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
And it tucks everything real nice and neat. So. You want to try to get it put on?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Do we have really good instructions? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Oh, I see.
Look at there, y'all. A man reading the instructions. Aren't y'all happy?
I'll have to on all this. It shows where everything goes right here.
Okay.
How it clocks. That's just little brackets wrapped up in styrofoam.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Okay. Well, let's get the old stuff off and let's start trying to put this on, see how it's going to look.
Okay.
All right, here we go. All right, guys, that took way longer than I thought, but it's on there. I like it. It looks nice. I had to modify some of the hardware. The two main long bolts that go all the way through the water pump, through the timing chain cover, into the block were about 1/4 inch too long. I don't know if the block was bottoming out or if the threads were boogered at the very end, but I had to take both bolts out and cut them off with a cut-off wheel, dress them up, retap the ends of them, and screw them back in because it wasn't tightening up the spacers. But once I done that, all that worked. I did find out that you got to take the air conditioner compressor off to put the fans back on. They will not slip down in there. They did not send me a pulley for the alternator, so I had to rob this off one of my other alternators and also had to put a spacer behind it in order to move it out enough to line up. So I'll call them Monday. I'm pretty sure this is the alternator wire that Chase had. I traced it. I've got the other wire that feeds the inside going to the battery. All that over there is just jerry-rigged right now. Checking, tracing. We're fixing to fire it up for the first time with the serpentine belt kit on. What else? I don't like the radiator hose, which is temporarily. So I will change it because I'm going to change the water neck to one that comes up to a 90 and then comes over. Because I don't like that touching that, and it's trying to kink it right there, so I don't like that either. I did talk to Scott. He's sending me out some plug wires with some 45-degree boots on them, so we'll have a nice set of plug wires. I've got just about everything plumbed. I don't have the Aces harness officially hid and their wires run to the inside yet, so, but I'm getting there. What else are we missing? A gas pedal. I'm going to try to tackle that here in a little while. We got the shifter linkage hooked up, but it will not get first gear. There's plenty of travel in the column. I think it's the rod that I built and designed. It don't have enough curve. Well, the bracket on the transmission does not have enough curve for it to click all the way back. So I've got part reverse, neutral, and drive, but second's iffy, but it will not go to first. So it's in part right now. But what else? Dipstick is in and mounted. I made it work around that bracket, so that's awesome. That worked out way better than the Fox body stuff. This is the harness that Chase had on those fans. We'll just run it to the battery for now to cut them on, because we have not went through a heat cycle with it yet. It's going to probably open up the thermostat, suck some water, and I want to check for leaks. So, but anyway, let me get this wire fixed and then we'll crank it.
Okay.
Well, ain't found no leaks except for these belts here. charging. Pretty responsive.
It is.
Give her some fan action now. Just reached 201. Let's see if the fans will cool it down. That's a 140 amp alternator they sent from Mars. So that's plenty of alternator to run the fuel injection pump and fan. You told me 140 amps. And then, if that's the case, they sent us the wrong alternator. Might be the reason I got that wrong pulley on. Well, this gonna read hotter over here than it was right there.
Yeah, way lower back there. Way lower back there.
I probably need to change it from here to over there. Because it's reading next to this head. Alright guys, a few days later, we have some parts.
Yay.
So, just take the stock detent cable off right here and try to figure out how to put that new one on and get it adjusted. I do not have a gauge for the transmission. Tried to buy one today at the parts house, nobody had one. Harbor Freight's probably got one, but that's 40 miles from us. So, we will get it figured out. What else? I got us another radiator hose. I'm going to change out this thermostat housing because I don't like this right here. I didn't know what battery cable length to buy today, so I just got us 2 new ends for now. Actually, I think my buddy Russ just threw them in the bag, said here. Anyway, oh, so I pulled us a gas pedal out of one of those F100 trucks, and I've got one bolt that was already in the firewall where the original pedal mounted, holding it in place in there. It's a pretty good fit. Me and Jennifer had to heat this up and bend it a couple different directions. So on the floor, if I can't make it touch the firewall right there. So I got a bracket over there that I'm working on. It's gonna run from here to here, and maybe it'll work out the way I want it to. I'm hoping that the low carb bracket for the detent cable will bolt right there, either using the stud on the throttle body or these 2 bolt holes on the intake. But regardless, we got to get it figured out and get it mounted, because it's Wednesday afternoon, it's 5:15, just arrived home from work, and this thing has to be at the exhaust shop Friday morning at 8:30. And
That's
we
probably
have,
be our test drive is to the exhaust shop.
yes, definitely. So it has to be running and driving and reliable, and the temporarily exhaust is still hung up with a ratchet strap. So
you called March and you're going to send us the right
yes.
alternator.
So when this kit come in, I did not get a pulley, so I took one of my pulleys and put on it and had to put a spacer behind it, and it looks fine. It's working fine. It's charging great. But I called March. I didn't notice it. Jennifer noticed it. On the box, it says 100 amp. When I ordered this kit, it said 140 amp. So I explained the situation, and he's sending me another alternator with the correct pulley, and he mailed that out yesterday. So when it shows up, I will just swap this around. That won't be no big deal. 2 bolts. We haven't received our plug wires yet, have we?
Nope.
Okay, we'll have to check with Scott on that.
We'll have to cruise with those till we get them.
And so it's just a lot of small things, guys. So let's see if we can't get us a gas pedal and detent cable. See if we can't get this changed out, get this fitting better, change out the thermostat housing and the hose, get some new battery ends on, and do something with the exhaust. Alright, let me dive into this gas pedal situation, guys, and get that figured out and get it permanently mounted, because if it works, I want to take this out and paint it black. And yeah, so here we go.
Alright.
F100 brake pedal. Going in a 57 Fairlane. Custom pre-bent. Gotta get some black paint on it. Because this part's gonna be poking through the firewall. You gotta make it look pretty. You know why?
Because you're a wrestler.
No.
And the car's pretty.
Because we care.
Oh, that too, yeah.
Alright. We'll let that tack for a minute and put another little coat on it, and that'll be ready to install.
Beautiful.
Alright. Let's move on to other stuff while this is dry.
Okay.
Gotta paint this little piece too. He'll be left out. He'll feel neglected. Come off a lawnmower. It was about this long.
Okay.
So I flattened that in and drilled that hole there. This was already threaded though. So, and it had a little crook bend in it. And I bent it just a little more because it works perfect. Lines up with the throttle. And I have to run that little spacer to make it all work out perfect. It ain't this's fault. It's the way that gas pedal comes out. And we done bent it as much as we could bend it. So.
You need to show me your little bitty tinky winky piece that you had to drill a hole in.
Oh yeah. Oh, come on. Yeah, that piece was a pain in the butt. So this is my little piece that goes to the throttle body that screws on that rod out there we just painted. And the way I got it rigged, I had to drill that little bitty hole right there, and this piece is hard. It was a pain in the butt to drill. The washer, the bracket on the throttle body will be in between there, and I'm just gonna put a cover pin in there. That's all. So simple, easy, and because that's threaded, we can adjust it to get full throttle out of it. So it'll work out. Yes, I could have ordered one of those El Cheapo cables and done all that. I hate them things, guys. Those cables are stupid and they break.
How do you really feel about it?
I don't like them. I like the rod. And the rod I wish I had was like the one on my F100. It snaps onto a ball and swivels, and it's about this long, and it's adjustable. And I thought I had one, and I'm sure it's here somewhere, and we'll find it. But right now, we got to get this thing motivating down the road. So anyway, this will work. All right, guys, so what I'm doing is I'm taking this cable off. This is the factory cable that was on the transmission in the car that it come out of, which was a Lincoln. And I know that it's the same style as a Fox body. So
Excuse me.
yeah, let me get something to wedge this. I don't want to put a lot of pressure on that shaft in there. So hang on just a second. But my plan here is I've done a bunch of research, and there it goes. I had told myself in my head that I can make this cable work. And probably if I cut and build a mount for it and all that, I probably could. But after I got to reading about it, you really need a different cable because the way the throttle body cams over, the pressure is regulated. And so I didn't want to do it wrong because the cable was set up for a throttle body and it is longer than it needs to be. So I've done some research and found this one from Low Car that we're fixing to install, and they've got it figured out. They send the instructions on how to set the pressure. In other words, how long to make the cable, where to set it at, and it has the correct bracket and adjustment to fit a throttle body or a carburetor. So that was my plan in the beginning, to use the stock one, but now we're not. And if this works out pretty easily, and I'm hoping it does, from what I've read, I've never installed one of these, then I might be using AOD transmissions a little more, because this is one of the main reasons that I always stayed away from them, because I didn't want to deal with the detent cable, because this is the life of this transmission. Of course, keeping it cool, heat kills them too. But anyway, I seen one of these on eBay for $200, so
Oh wow.
don't want to save that one right there. Damn gummit. There's me a throttle cable right there.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I could have popped that off right there. I'm just kidding.
Okay, good.
Being a teenager in the Fox body era, we didn't care nothing about AODs because they had a bad rap. And for what Jennifer's gonna be doing, be cruising, it'll be fine. And if the transmission ever bites the dust, then we'll just have it rebuilt and upgrade the internals. All right, so we're gonna tear into this and cross our fingers that it works the way I'm hoping it's going to work, because we don't even know if the transmission is good yet.
Oh, hush.
I'm gonna sit down here and read these instructions real quick. See how this wonderful little gadget works. Maybe it'll give me a starting point to start at as far as pressure is. See that little bitty bracket? That's what bolts on what we just took off. It takes the place of it. It's got that slot right there.
Little bitty thing.
Yeah, so it's, but all it's got to do is just regulate that pressure. So, okay, let's read it up real quick.
Okay.
All right, guys, so I just bolted this on just to look at it. I had to pull the cable out and flip this bracket around. This bracket right here takes the place of this bracket. See how thick and meaty this bracket is? See how flimsy this is? I have already bent it just doing this. I mean, and I just pulled on it a little bit and you can see it giving. And these are small bends and they're very prone to break right there over time. So I don't like it. The rest of it, I'm fine with. But this one little bracket, I don't like it at all. So, since I'm not satisfied, I'm not going to keep it. So what I'm going to do is if I line these notches up right here, see how those notches are lined up? That's the way that'll bolt on. So I can grind this off right here. This is pressed in, knock that out. I can come right here and make me a mark, and I can bend this piece around. And I'll drill me a hole in it. Same size as this. And what's left over hanging out, I'll just trim it off. That way, it'll be in the same location as this one. And this here is not going to bend or break. So I'm hating that I'm having to do this, but I don't like it. I don't trust it. I mean, just me mocking it up on the transmission, and it's just, I mean, it's flimsy as crap.
It is pretty little compared to the other one.
So, and this will be a piece that will be constantly moving on and off the throttle. So if it bends or gives up, then it's going to change the shift points, burn the transmission up, change the pressure setting. So, as you say, I'm going to Wesley fight because I don't like it. Alright, let me do some modifications to it and make it to where I like it and trust it. Alright guys, so I lined up my slots right there. And I made me a mark. That's where I'm going to start my bend at. I'm going to bend it around where it'll be in the same location as this new piece right here. And then I'll just drill me a hole through it. So, and I'll grind this off. That'll look better. That might not work neither.
Break?
Yep.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Should have heated it. See there? Split the middle. But I know a guy that's got a welder. If we can even weld it. That'll work.
All good?
Yeah, you can see where it cracked in there, and I just put that in there and I'm gonna slick it up good.
Okay.
But since I'm here, I'm gonna go ahead and do the inside too, just in case it cracked on the inside.
Okay.
Then I'll slick it up.
All right.
Alright guys, got it made. Took about 10 minutes. So as you can see, I got my hole drilled in it here. I welded this side, welded in there too, because when I bent it, it cracked right there. So went ahead and welded up. Way stronger than this little piece right here. And the alignment is going to be the same. So if you hold that up there and line up my marks, that needs to go back. So that's actually dead on the money right there. But it's going to work perfect. So I like it. When I was tightening this nut up on that other piece, it was bending already. That's the reason I knew right then that it wasn't going to be worth a crap. Alright guys, shifter linkage is hooked back up that I made the other night. I forgot to show you all that. So anyway, got shifter linkage. I haven't made it to the top side yet because I went out to the scrap pile, found these old exhaust hangers, bolted them to the seatbelt bolts, and welded them there to hold this up. I cut the tailpipes off because this one was real close to this fuel line over here, and I didn't want to take no chances while we're traveling to the muffler shop. So, temporarily exhaust in place. Let's go to the top side now.
Okay.
Alright guys, gas pedal's in, throttle linkage is built. Detent cable and brackets and all on. Like I said, this ain't adjusted perfect yet till we get the gauge on it. I just got a little tension on it whenever we give it some fuel. We hadn't even put this thing in gear yet, so I just checked the fluid again. I put two more quarts in it. Maybe that's enough. We'll run it for a second and see how it does, and it's probably gonna be loud because we cut those tailpipes off.
Oh yeah.
But it's getting late, so let's see if we got any movement in that transmission. That's what I'm worried about.
All right.
I got a gas pedal.
How about that?
Let me check the fluid.
Okay.
It's dead on full. Got your fingers crossed?
Yep, in my legs. Woo! Yay! We have movement!
Alright. Well, that makes me feel better. I tightened up on that detent cable, and it hit all the gears. So first, second, third. I didn't run it up in third long enough for it to try to find overdrive, but first, second, third, I feel good now. So I'll get us a gauge and we'll get it on there and we'll get that set. Then we'll trim off the access, get our relays wired in. I think I'm gonna mount them over there because there's nothing on that fender. This fender's full over here, and I talked to Russ today when I was getting these parts, and he's got the fittings to crimp on these AC lines. and they make a hose to go right here that's already got a pre-bent 90 in it. So we'll get the heater hoses hooked up and the AC lines. I'll probably do the heater hoses this weekend. Right now I just want to get the fan relays on and get the pressure set on the transmission. She's still running pretty good. It has a stumble every now and then, but we ain't putting no miles on it. It's still trying to figure out what to do. But Scott's gonna help me get it dialed in once I get the exhaust on it and we can drive it down the road. So anyway guys, that's gonna wrap it up for tonight. We'll catch back up with y'all. Well, for y'all it'll be about a split second. For us it's gonna be about another 15 hours. So we'll see y'all tomorrow. Told y'all it'd only be a split second for y'all. The next afternoon for us. Anyway, so I just changed the thermostat housing. Here's the old one right here. That angle was not going to work. So went over to the part shelf and found one that turns straight up. Instead of a 45, it's on a 90. This would have been stock on the Fox body. Put a new gasket on it. And this hose right here is for a 71 Chevelle. My buddies was over here the other night, and my buddy Coon was looking at Jennifer's parts over here, and he's like, I think this hose right here would work better than that flex hose, because I hated that flex hose. And we got to looking at it, and sure enough, you slice it right there, slice it right here, that's what you got right there. So picked up a new hose for a 71 Chevelle, and if it blows I can't return it because I've done chopped it all up to make it fit. But it looks way better and it ain't got no kinks in it, and it's clearer than this, and the hose is not rubbing this bracket anymore. So that looks more factory, more original, more clean, neat. Gooder. I have called and looked all over trying to find a heavy duty set of fan relays. I want to run a 30 or 40 amp relay for each fan. I don't want Jennifer to get off somewhere and be like, hey, fans ain't coming on, what's the matter? Because we've all had that trouble with electric fans, relays going out, blown fuses, melted wires, just, yeah, trouble. Well, years ago I had the same issue on my Camaro, and I bought a big set of dual relays. They were made to run fuel pumps, and they come with a bracket, and they mount it all cool and neat, and big wires. And I've never had any issues with the fans on my 67 Camaro since then, even though I hadn't drove it in 10 years. So I called around today, couldn't find nothing, and we have a electronic shop called N&H Electronics. And I called the guy just curious to see if they had anything there. And I told him what I was trying to do. And he said, you need this right here. It's a funky looking little dude.
I think it's kind of cool looking.
Yep. So all you do is hot wire from the battery, big hot wire to your fan. Follow? Mm-hmm. You put a ground here, and this is your trigger wire, whether you're triggering it by a ground or a key 12 volt. Mm-hmm. And, you know, see? Ta-da. Look, it even, those holes that Chase had, yeah, look at there. All right. But anyway, I might not mount it there. I might hide it. I might go like here. Ooh, that looks way better right there. But this thing is a heavy duty relay slash isolator. It's made by a company called Stinger. Lifetime warranty, performance quality. Never seen one, never heard of one. And it's a 80 amp. So you can run both fans off this one relay. And it's heavy duty. So far, I like the way it's made. I like how it mounts. I like how it's not spades. It has nuts and bolts and lock washers, and I like overkill, and this is overkill. And it was only 25 bucks. So by the time I bought 2 relays and 2 pigtails or plug-ins, and I looked at all the pigtails and plug-ins at the part houses, The wire is super small. I don't think it would tote the load, which I know that I could have wired it in using my own spades. But I wanted something that I knew that was going to hold up and last. So we're going to give this a try, guys. I like it. Let's see how it works. But this is what I'm going to use to power her fans up. Because normally I run a switch hidden up under the dash when I do electric fans on my stuff. Jennifer don't like that because she forgets.
I can't remember. Yeah, no. I need it to do it for me.
I've been driving down the road and call her and say, "You fans on?" She's like, "Oh no, I'm 220."
Yeah,
and
I'm not, no.
So, and also,
show me this big daddy honking fuses right there. I've never seen a fuse that big.
Oh yeah, this is my fuse that I'm going to power that relay.
Okay.
So,
I mean, look at those things. They're huge.
I like heavy duty stuff.
I didn't know they made one that big.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, went by Harbor Freight, and I bought my own gauge kit, so I can set the pressure on the transmission. So,
what's it supposed to be at?
everything I've read and researched, between 30 and 35.
Okay.
And we'll set the pressure between 30 and 35, probably 35. And then there's double nuts on the shaft. You adjust them forward and backward to move it in order to change your shift points. But you just move them a little bit. So that's where we at, guys. We're getting closer.
How many hours we got till our appointment? 12? What time is it now?
Has to be there at 8:30 in the morning. It is 7:22.
We got 13 hours.
So
Had to pull an all-nighter?
no, right now we're just hoping and praying that the transmission is going to shift and do perfect.
Yes. Amen.
That's what we're hoping for. Engine's been running good. The Aces is getting better, and I reached out to them today. They're going to help me dial that thing in once I get it all buttoned up. So yeah, that's where we at. So let's dive in, get this done, and let's test drive it tonight.
Okay.
Guess what, guys? It's 12:30. We're just now getting around to adjusting the pressure on the transmission. This is our relay. It's mounted in N. So the top one here goes to the battery. This red wire right here goes to a key 12 volt. This side can either be grounded or it can go to ACE's fuel injection. I just grounded it for right now. I'll tomorrow, whenever I start, once we get back from getting the exhaust on, is what I'm trying to say, I'll start tying up little small things like that, because I'll have to plug in the harness, trim the fat, go through it, find which fan circuit I want to run off of. But for now, it comes on with the key. The ignition is mounted. It's all wired up. Everything's working like it's supposed to. Hit our big hot wire. It's running around in front of the radiator, coming around there, and I put a big gigantic fuse in it right over there. Chase has shipped me the battery top to this battery tray, and I'll have to get a little shorter battery, and once I see how it's going to fit, then I'll secure these couple wires right here. But I didn't want to do it because I don't know how exactly this piece is going to fit. How this works is I need to go ahead and loosen this, because last night I was just playing around with it when we were running it. You can hear the spring down there doing its deal. We're going to set the pressure by pulling on this cable. Okay. This will go in between there like that. Once we get it set, we will take this out, and that'll give it enough travel at like idle or low throttle where it won't be tight. The tighter you pull the cable, the pressure will go up. You adjust your shift points by adjusting these two nuts right here. So what I'm going to do, I don't think I even tightened them last night, is, maybe I did, I'm going to move this shaft to the center, because that way we'll have the same amount of adjustment both ways. Alright guys, so we're after this plug right there. 1, 2, 3. We go into the middle one, which is not centered, right there. So it is in between those two. But that one right there is one we're going to screw our gauge into. So let me get our gauge unpacked and see what fitting we got to have. And this thing's got a long hose on it, so we can don't have to be underneath the car to do it. So that's good. Okay, I think that's snug enough. Alright, let's see if we can't run this thing up here. That way the exhaust will not melt my new hose. Okay, that should be good right there. Ain't touching the exhaust. We gotta let it warm up for a minute. It says get it up to operating temperature. I gotta add some water because when I changed that hose, I lost water. I can watch oil pressure going down the road. Alright guys, we got our set on 35. I'm excited. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. So let's raise it up, take that gauge out, put the plug back in the transmission, and let's back her out. While I got it up, why don't you go around and check all the air pressure and the tires? That one looks low back there.
Alright, how much you want in every one of them?
I just put about 32 in there, be fine.
Alright, be right back.
Alright guys, she's fixing to move for the first time on her own. Me and Jeff lifted up, checked the tire pressure, got a nut and bolt check on drive shaft, steering components. I went through everything, just trying to double check myself. I got the plug wires zip tied up out of the way, nothing will burn. It's running cool, it's charging. All the fluid's full, water's full, oil's full, transmission's full. And just hitting her item is good. So, let's back her up and we'll move these chairs around, set that hood on that chair. Break down. It's 130. Alright, grab this light. Let me grab us
Some essentials.
Yeah.
Unplug it.
You did.
You working now?
Yeah, I need to zip tie all that up.
Okay. All birthday gate is hilarious.
I gotta find you some gauges.
Yeah, I wish we had those my phantom gauges that we had a long time ago. Those are pretty.
Alrighty, dear Lord. Here we go. We'll worry about mounting this stuff tomorrow after the exhaust. You know what? We might come home and just go to bed.
I gotta work tomorrow afternoon.
Well, I guess we're not going nowhere.
Well, what happened?
Ain't gonna lie.
All of a sudden? What happened? And we're back. That was quick.
What happened to the light?
I don't know.
Round two. There was some wires back here that plugged into the back of that dash that were just naked, and spades were exposed and they were arcing out. So I went in there and cleaned it all up real quick, zip tied it up, taped it up. We have headlights and taillights and blinkers again. So I've got plenty more to do. Right now, we just need to make sure she's gonna run. Shift, stop. Alrighty, Carrie. Your hood good?
Yep.
There's overdrive. Baby,
What?
we ride.
Oh God, I thought something was wrong.
We got first, second, third, overdrive. We got headlights. We got fuel injection. We got Carrie running again. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I mean, this is just like the old days.
Yes, it is. Now we should go around to the old car lots and try to find us some junk in the back.
Then go to the old car lots and go around back in the broke down zone and see what we can afford like we used to do back in the day. I mean, this thing is just cruising. All right, guys, we're coming up to the highway. Are you ready?
Yep.
Oh, no.
Oh gosh. Do you see anything?
Give me that light.
Oh, I don't know where it is. Hang on. Turn off the road.
So it does it when I mash the brakes.
Really?
Okay, guys, small malfunction there.
We're in the pitch black dark.
We lost lights again, and it was when I hit the brakes. Alright, let's see how fast we're rolling now. So, at 2,000 RPMs, you'll be running 65 miles an hour. Transmission shifting great, guys. Overdrive, first, second, third. It's running better, better, better. We've probably been 15 miles, 12, something like that. You ready?
My first time. I'm nervous.
Nervous? Be careful slamming that door with the oil pressure gauge hanging out. What's our oil pressure?
52.
Turn it over, I can see. Okay. Thought you said 62.
Uh-uh. It takes off by itself. Kind of peppy.
Since it's 2:20 in the morning,
We're gonna wait for the donut place to open up in about an hour.
we're gonna nickname it No Hood Friday. Alright guys, we're gonna get on back to the shop and go get a shower and go to bed because we gotta be back up at bright and early, go get exhaust. Yay!
Yay!
You digging it?
Yep, I'm nervous wreck, but yep. I'm driving granny style.
But you like it.
Oh, I love it. I'm just a nervous wreck. I'm just glad there's nobody on the road right now.
But you're happy.
I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled. So thrilled. Yeah.
Like almost cry thrill.
Yeah. Yes. I've done my share of crying on this car.
Yeah, me too.
Am I going straight or am I turning?
Totally up to you. Highway or back road?
I'll go the highway.
Okay. Yeah, I've got the scars to prove my crime. There goes
Oh,
overdrive.
finally shifted. Okay, I was wondering.
So we're gonna head in and get us a shower, go to bed. We'll see y'all in a couple hours because we're going to get new exhaust. The dogs are happy about it, and I'm curious to see what this thing is going to sound like tomorrow. And then we'll come back and I'll start wiring the dash.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Good
See y'all.
morning, all that.
See y'all in a split second.
Yeah.
Are you filming?
I don't know. I can't see it. My eyes are still shut.
We're running on about 30 minutes of sleep. Yay! Who needs to sleep? We don't.
Yes, we do.
In 5.3 miles.
We are rolling on to the exhaust shop. We're almost there. We're like 5 minutes away. So, Sophia is doing good. Because this place is probably, I don't know, 30 miles from the house?
Yeah, I would say so at least.
But anyway, she's been running good this morning. We filled her up with gas. Temperature and oil pressure's doing great. Transmission's doing great. So, anyway, we are excited. We like it. Alright guys, Jake's doing his magic. Jennifer chose the Black Widow Venom 250 series, which that's it right there. Which ain't much of a muffler because you can see all the way through it. But Jake's got them on his Nova out here. This is a beautiful Nova, y'all. And he fired it up. He has his tailpipes run to right here. And this thing sounds really, really good. It's got a little small box Chevy in it. And she loved the way it sounded, so that's what she chose. Everything's coming together real nice. Jake does really good OCD work, and I like OCD-ness. It's just my budget don't always allow me to be OCD, but I do the best I can with what I got. We're getting the H-pipe, and her tips are right over there in the box. We brought these with us. This is what she wanted to run on the rear.
Yeah, remember you held them up
Oh, did I?
on one of my videos.
Okay, well
We were arguing on how far they should stick out.
yeah, well they're gonna stick out from here to here. What?
No?
Jake said that it would look better if it stuck all the way out past the bumper, right, Jake?
I don't believe that at all.
That's a lie. Y'all know I don't like you sticking out.
He was trying to make them hang on my shin when I walked by.
No. We ain't doing no chin cut.
Look at there, guys. Jake done got this sucker knocked out. Boy, it looks good. Got her good and safe around all the fuel lines. Got Jennifer's tips put on. Jake does some really good work. Piston the cranker and check for leaks. Alright guys, we finally get to go get ice cream in Sophia.
Well, in anything, everything we brought home, I said, let's go get ice cream, and we never have been able to. So this is the first thing
Yeah,
we
first
got to
thing.
eat ice cream.
But anyway, we were at
And I've
Sonic
already eaten all mine.
and we heard Mason got ice cream. Yeah.
So we got tater tots.
But anyway, car sounds good, guys. Everything's doing better. I'll get started on the dash. I'll get started on the air conditioner tomorrow. Ain't gonna lie, we got home about 2 o'clock. I crashed on the couch. And
I had to go back to work.
so I think we deserve the day off, or the rest of the day off, as Bob says, with pay.
Yep.
Tomorrow's Saturday. We got 1 week to get it going. I mean, to button up loose ends. Get this right here looking better. Get the heat and AC going and hood back on. I don't want to put the hood back on because when it flips forward, it's hard to get down in there.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, guys, this is gonna wrap this video up because Madison says we have not been home since before midnight in a month. So
Is that true, Madison?
Yes.
we appreciate it so much. We hope y'all enjoy this one, and don't know when the next one's gonna come out. Well, yes, we do. We just don't know what all it's gonna be about. So y'all bear with us. Thank you for the patience, and y'all be safe. Take care of your friends and family and your loved ones. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You ready? You ready? Woo! Here we go.